So I've already known this, but who would have thought that the voice of Paimon would be just as annoying, if not more annoying, than Paimon herself? You know, at least Paimon has she's very endearing. She may get annoying, but she truly is a good character. She truly cares, and you know when you're finished with the Natlan quest, the Archon quest, and you know she comes flying at you and she gives you the hug. You're like, oh, because you know it's the first time we've seen the Paimon, that Paimon and Traveler have that kind of connection, and you're like, oh, that's sweet. But then she opens her mouth again, and you're like, oh yeah, I hate Paimon again. No, but it's a sweet moment, and despite her being annoying, it's like Navi. You know, the hey, listen, hey. You know, when you get separated from her at the end of the game, you feel hurt because that was your companion through the entire game, and now she just flies away, and you're like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself now. I mean, in game, Link felt so lost that he had to go looking for her. But this woman right here, she's. But to kind of before I play this, let catch everyone up to the stuff that's been happening with this stuff. We got quiche. That's what I call him. I call him quiche. Everyone loves a good quiche now and then. Kind of a random comment, but let me know your favorite kind. Some people like just a simple cheese. Some people like cheese and like spinach or broccoli, or some people like the cheese and ham, like the little chunks ham. When it comes to quiche, what's your favorite quiche? But anyway, Genshin Impact, Quiche's voice actor controversy. All voice actors involved. So basically, the original voice decided to kind of resign because of the whole strike. And it is down here. Hey everyone, if you've been playing the latest 5.5 update in Genshin Impact and are hearing Quiche speak for the first time in 6 months, it's not my voice. I've been recast. I've been withholding voiceover services during the SAG after interactive strike because Hoyo Cognosphere wouldn't offer AI protections in the form of a SAG interim agreement. They'd kept my character's dialogue silent for months. All the while, I had made the difficult decision to continue not going on until an interim agreement was signed, and this ultimately was why I was recast. Um, now, obviously, I was recast is not what I wanted. I'd hoped that any progress behind the scenes would be made, and I would have come back safely, or that if recast auditions went out, my colleagues wouldn't read for them. Unfortunately, I was wrong. I absolutely adore playing Quiche. Genshin was my comfort game during the early parts of the pandemic, and it was a dream of mine to be booked as a playable, mine to book a playable character. At the time, I didn't have an agent, didn't live in LA, and had any connections that would be to get close to me. But 4 years later, I did it, and the messages I've received from all of you saying how much my performance as Quiche meant to you made my heart swell. I would and can return if Hoyo invites me back and signs an interim. I stand by my choices regardless of the outcome. Also, the strike is still ongoing. Please don't believe disinformation on the internet. My best wishes to the cast and the production team. Thank you for everything, JP. Um, so yeah, he's not Keisha's voice actor anymore. Um, During the update, the newer update where you kind of head to the new area, there's also like a new event that they put in. Uh, it's got a few days left, I think, but it's kind of like not a tournament, but you kind of hear all the characters. Um, and even Quiche, he's got a new voice, and I'm like, you know what? I haven't heard his voice in so long, I don't even remember what he sounds like. So this sounds fine to me. But of course, you have Paimon's voice actress. You have Kaching, who, wow, such a major character in the game. Um, Another voice actor who's spoken out multiple times about this controversy is Kaching's voice actress, Kaylee Mills. She first replied directly to Takanashi's announcement post on Twitter, telling him that if he needed the money, he should have taken the role uncredited instead of announcing it on Twitter. This is one small job for him, not his full-time work. It's Karina's bread and butter. He's done very little voiceover work, so it isn't what he's relying on to pay the bills. For all we know, his wife's the breadwinner. Either way, they bought a house recently, so I doubt it was a necessary job for him to survive. Or necessary job for survival. Really? We got Brianna Knickerbocker, who plays Hu Tao. Uh, she thanked him for standing strong and holding the line for us, referring to his continuing to strike despite having lost the role of Quiche. She followed up this post with a rather direct jab towards Takanashi, which is really a shame because I really like her voice as Hu Tao. But if all these voice actors got replaced, as long as they don't replace Zhang Li, oh no, 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 no. There's only one man who can play Zhang Li. One man who can play Big Dong Zhang, the CEO of GEO. But got Shara Kirby, who plays Candace. Kujo Takayuki. Jun Yoon. Sucrose, who's Valeria Rodriguez, who's always been a fucking big mouth, just attacking players, attacking fans, stuff like that. Eva Walker, Kudari, who voiced a Sumeru NPC. Oh man, you have. I'm sure you're Kari Bear. Oh, that's a shame. Kari Bear was cool. That was a cool little quest. The bedtime stories. But let me just play this. So yeah, they're basically attacking this guy because he took over the voice of Quiche, and they're not liking it. So instead, they're basically forming a group against this guy and attacking him, and the loving and tolerant left, just doing what they do best.
If voice actors, both non-union and union, in a video game want a game to go union, the game should go union. Nobody else's opinion matters. That's it. And YouTubers don't know anything. YouTubers don't know anything. They're not voice actors. They've never been in my industry. They don't know.
I'm sorry, but didn't what's his name? Prod ZD or whatever? Isn't he a voice actor? Isn't what's her name? The chick who started with the terrible impressions of Pokemon, Brizzy voices. Isn't she a voice? So to say that YouTube, because apparently no YouTubers can be voice actors or vice versa. What about Alexandro Saraba, whatever, voice actor. The dude who plays, who was he play? I think he plays the dude who plays Fremine. He's a YouTuber as well. So YouTuber and voice actor, they're not. You can be both. There are many people who have started on YouTube not as voice actors who have become voice actors, and then there are voice actors who have become YouTubers. So what is this dumb fucking bitch even talking about?
What my industry is about. They don't know anything about SAG. They don't know anything about being a non-union actor either. Stop telling me to go to liars. Liars. They are paid to lie to you.
They're liars. They are spreading misinformation. You know what? Thumbnail. I was gonna do like one of the typical ones, like the up close with the crazy eyes, but no, I think that is perfect. That was a perfect place to stop. Perfect place to stop.
Also, I'm sorry, they have more incentive to lie. They have more of an incentive to lie because idiots like you fall for their shit and they get paid for that. Hello? God forbid. I want my industry to actually, like, I don't know, function, and that everybody gets paid and everybody gets.
You want to know what's really funny about this? Because during the strike, she was like the first person to get moved to another studio because she voices Paimon, and Hoyoverse didn't want Paimon to go without a voice. So this bitch is still getting fucking paid. She's getting paid. The part of this union, and she's getting paid because she got moved to a different studio. And yet she thinks she's so high and mighty that she can lecture other people. The loving and tolerant left.
Like, healthcare? Did you know that, like, once things become union, people get paid a lot more? So people are like, oh, but, you know, then some non-union actors will have to join the union. Yeah, they'll be able to, easily, because they'll get paid more. Also,
and she seems to act like all voice actors want to join the union. Guess what? They don't. Because then they all have to have this hive mind mentality. And if they think about going against the union, then they're criticized and ostracized, and then the chance of losing their job. So why not just stay out of this union and not have to worry about it? See what these people are part of the union, and look what they're fucking doing. They're hateful fucking people. Why would you want to join that?
oh, there are options that the union has to help pay for those things. There are options to help people pay for the union dues within SAG, but you don't know that. Oh my god, it's almost like you're not an actor. It's almost like you're not a voice actor. And neither are those YouTubers. But bottom line is that both non-union actors and union actors in a video game want it to go union and have one.
The lie detector determines that is a lie. Again, not all voice actors want to join a union. Just because you wanted to join a union doesn't mean everyone else does. Just because the people who are in the union right now are in there, other people may not want to. If this is how you fucking treat people, yeah, this is a great way to make sure no one wants to join. This alone. And again, when you're in a union, you can't talk about anything. There's certain, if you've got a family, well, guess what? You're on strike. You're part of the union. You can't do anything, any kind of work when it comes to what your profession is. So if you're a voice actor, guess what? You're not getting any roles because you're on strike, which means if you've got a family to provide for, you're completely fucked. And you've got to hopefully rely on your spouse or some other form of money. So I don't know if this chick has a family. Probably not. But that's probably one reason why she has no problem being part of a union. Because she's got to support herself and probably a couple of animals. But someone who has to support their family...
to go union for a long time. So nobody else's opinion that is super fucking wrong anyway matters. Hope this helps.
Also, I love the condescending kind of crap that they do. You see this on Twitter. Hope this helps. Bitch, shut the fuck up. No, it doesn't help. All you're doing is making yourself look even worse. You're making yourself look even worse than the fucking character you portray. Like, people were... If Paimon was to be replaced, no one would care. Like, if she was to be replaced, there are so many amazing voice actresses who can do that same freaking voice. So this chick would not be missed. Not be missed. As long as Paimon's character remained the same, no one would freaking give a shit if this woman wasn't her voice actress anymore. These people are so fucking hateful. They go after another voice actor saying, oh, well, he hasn't done many jobs and blah, blah, blah. What's your point? You gotta start sometime, right? What you expect that every voice actor who comes into the business is a seasoned veteran who has 100 titles and all that under his belt? No, no. Some of them started like on YouTube, doing little videos where they're just, "Hey guys, I'm gonna be doing all 151 original Pokemon voices." So, okay, maybe this guy may not have a lot of experience, but you got to get experience somewhere. And for a game like Genshin Impact, it would seem like it's pretty good experience. But you wouldn't know that, would you? Because you're too busy being selfish. So maybe, Karina, maybe you should just let people do their own thing. Stop this hive mind mentality of because just because of a union, and let people do what they feel is right. Hope that helps. But yeah, who would have thought that Paimon's voice actress was just as annoying as Paimon? Except this bitch doesn't, say her name. Well, Karina thinks. The more I think about it, I hope Paimon's voice is just replaced. It's a shame with Brianna Knickerbocker, because again, I love Hu Tao, and I don't think anyone could replace her as Hu Tao, but that's what it came down to. As long as Keith Silverstein didn't get replaced as Zhang Li, of course I haven't seen anything from him. I think he's old enough and wise enough to keep his mouth shut. Otherwise, I'd be seeing it all over Twitter and the interwebs about Zhang Li's voice actor saying this. No, he seems like a gentleman, a stand-up guy. He's a real swell guy. People think he's bitchin'. They think he's a real cool dude. But yeah, if her and people like Sucrose and who else? Kiching, who completely useless as a character. I mean, you don't see her. If these people were to be replaced, like this random character from Inazuma. Wait. Is that Kujo Takayuki? Is that? Hang on. This guy. This guy. You don't see him for long, but this dude has left such a lasting impact. I dare say a lasting Genshin impact on the game because of this one line.
None can contend with the supreme power of the almighty Raiden Shogun and the Muso no Hitotachi.
The power in the voice. He is so committed to it. And there's a lot of comments about Miss Defeat in because Miss Defeat does the videos and he gets to this part, he always has to play it. It's kind of like Mountain Shaper with the Rex Lapis assassinated at the rite of dissension. But yeah, like Valeria Rodriguez, all these people, if they were to be replaced, who cares? Who cares? Like, seriously. Like, just keep your mouth shut and let people just do what they feel they need to do. And if someone else is getting a role that belonged to someone else, the dude's on strike. Okay? He's refusing to come to work. So when you refuse to come to work, that position is then going to be opened for someone else. Welcome to the real world, sweetheart. It's no different than any other job. You're not irreplaceable. You're not as irreplaceable as you think. Anyone they've shown for a fact, you can easily replace these voice actors. So, the original voice, he refused to come to work because he's part of a union. So, the role had to be filled. It had to be filled. So they've hired someone else to do the job. Someone who is willing to do it. Simple as that. Simple as that. But yeah, hope that helps. Anyway, that's gonna do for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.